Welcome back, and of course on Sunday we'll be kicking things off with Arsenal taking on Brighton and Hove Albion at home.
Yeah.
This is not a simple fixture, but Arsenal must bounce back from that loss last weekend against Aston Villa, a narrow loss. They played a bit of poor football, Arsenal. They haven't been on song in the past couple of games, but they need to turn up for this Brighton fixture, because Brighton has also not been at their best in the past couple of games. Arsenal will be hoping or sensing some weaknesses in this Brighton side and trying to take advantage. Arteta must take 3 points from this one if they are to be successful this season.
Yeah, Arteta will look at this game and then he will remind the team of last season. Brighton went to Emirates and beat Arsenal 3-0 comfortably. But that Brighton team is far away from the one that's going to be visiting. Quite different. And I think Brighton has dipped as Arsenal actually has improved or strengthened. So I think Arsenal will be comfortable in that game.
It will certainly be very interesting. Arsenal coming into this particular fixture on the back of a loss, but of course they were able to go through their group comfortably in the Champions League. So they will be hoping that perhaps they try to take some of that Champions League form into the Premier League and try to get their forwards firing once again. They'll be coming into against the Brighton side that has struggled with injuries, struggled with suspensions. They look a bit light in their pack, but they can be a very stubborn side on their day, this Brighton side. For Arsenal, when you look at the squad, how does Arteta line up for this particular one?
I think Kai Havertz, Tony, is my first pick. He's come back to this team, and if you can hear from the noise has reduced.
He has showed some flashes of brilliance.
He has scored goals, and aerially has been defensive and been trying to win the ball up front. And I think Arteta's dream team could be the one that was having Rice, Odegaard, and Kai Havertz in that midfield. And when Arsenal is attacking the less strong teams, I think you'll have to play Kai Havertz. So for me, he has to go with that. Up front, I think we now know the number 9 is going to be Gabriel Jesus. Martinelli is the left winger there. Saka, of course, is undisputed. So I think that is how he's going to approach this game. And I think those weapons are enough to down Brighton.
The issue Arsenal has had a bit at the back is at the back, where they've struggled a bit with the injuries of to Takehiro Tomiyasu and also the early injury to Jurriën Timber. So that has sort of limited their...
Who's in Rwanda, by the way.
He has limited the options he has at the centre back. And so we've seen the other guys look tired. Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes. So Arsenal has to start thinking about how does he, Arteta, how does he try and freshen things up at the back. Ben White has come back from injury. He looks a bit rusted. He hasn't played so well, but hopefully he will be able to pick up the pieces. And Brighton will be looking at those small weaknesses at the back for Arsenal. And also, of course, their goalkeeper, David Raya, that we've been talking about all the time. He hasn't yet convinced. So Brighton perhaps will be looking there and hoping that maybe there's a chance for them. When you look at Brighton, with all the injuries, especially in the forward line, in the forward department, Simon Adingra has been a ray of hope in this Brighton side.
That is the name that was ringing. We all mentioned Evan Ferguson and then Mitoma. But Adingra, Tony, is one who plays in both wings. He's not shy to deliver in either. And
even number 9.
And he plays well. So I think seeing him in the right, and then Mitoma is getting back into the team after that injury, for me is going to be the threat for Arsenal, given that Zinchenko is not comfortable defensive-wise. So maybe those two can try to hurt Arsenal. My only worry with Brighton is the coach has not been playing the number 9, who for me should be Ferguson. He keeps rotating, and then Pedro comes in today. He has to choose his number 9 and put the trust in him. So if he can play maybe Ferguson there, who will try to disturb the Arsenal defense.
Who shoots on sight.
He shoots on sight. I love. And then the other guys try to feed him. Then maybe they can hurt Arsenal. But Arsenal knows that the price this time looks clearer.
And at the back, there's still the suspension to deal with of Lewis Dunk, so that perhaps will affect them slightly. But they've showed that they can be a decent side on any given day. This Brighton side, they will still come against this Arsenal side, hoping that maybe they can take something similar to what they did last season. But like you said, Arsenal has improved, and whereas Brighton perhaps has moved a step back. So this will be a very, very interesting affair. I think Arsenal can edge it. I'm going for 3-1 Arsenal in this one.
I think Brighton will score, so but I've gone for 2-1 Arsenal.
Big one on Sunday evening, 5 p.m. That game will be kicking off. Don't go anywhere. We have the huge one. You cannot afford to miss this. Manchester United will be taking on Liverpool at the Anfield. A battle of two Reds. Stay tuned.